we were fortunate that we were only down 9. I mean, they were about to break it open to, 15 or more a couple times in that second quarter. We were able to hang on and battle and keep that thing under 10. I think that was really important. So at least we came in to halftime feeling that we could play a lot better. And the game was still, right there. And we've been in a lot of these situations where we've had to battle back from deficits even on the road. So we just started to chip away at it and finally, got the lead and were able to take control from there.
So just like game 1 of the Knicks, it was 40 in the paint the first half and then around 20 in the second half. What do you guys keep adjusting at halftime to clean that up?
Just mentality. I mean, this is what we're trying. This is who we try to be. But look, when I say it's easier said than done, it's easier said than done. They've got offensive firepower. They got spacing. They have guys that'll break down your defense and collapse the defense. And the turnovers definitely didn't help. So we just shored up a little bit of stuff on both ends of the court, and you have to compete a full 48 minutes, and we're able to do that.
How much did Jimmy kind of take control there of the game in the second half? Not only with the scoring, the kickouts, the steals, just
all of it.
Things.
Yeah, that's well said. Right, as one of the premier, if not the premier, two-way basketball players on this in this association. That's what we needed. We needed, him to make some plays defensively. We needed him to also just be, ball containment defensively. On the ball, off the ball, all that stuff. Settled us offensively. That's a big part of us. Not turning the ball over is just having a place where you can throw the ball and get a little bit more settled. I think even the 11 turnovers in the first half is a little bit uncharacteristic for us. We were a little bit disjointed offensively in the first half. But I think also you have to credit them. They got us out of our normal stuff, even though we were able to score 57. And then, down the stretch, Jimmy was able to just do everything that we needed, as a scorer or as a facilitator, and he's willing to do both.
Coach, having said that, in the second quarter, Kyle, his shooting and his leadership, and then in the third quarter, you were down 71-59. You pushed the pace, and they seem to have Jimmy, if there is such a thing, a little bit neutralized. I mean, talk about the others, and I use that term respectfully.
Yeah, thank you for saying respectfully, because it's a collective effort. Jimmy's not just about being a scorer. You see these gaudy numbers that everybody's putting up in the playoffs. Jimmy's, defined by, other things. He can find a way to impact the game on either side of the floor, even if he's not scoring. Kyle's production in the first half was just super important. Like, that could have been a 15, 20-point lead if he didn't have that kind of, second quarter. But everybody's got to contribute. And, guys stepped up and made big plays on both sides. Defensively in the second half, there was a lot of guys, putting their imprints on the game. And then, Max had some really good stuff in the second half. And then Caleb, that's just what he's been doing now for several months. He just makes these timely, big-time winning plays. And we needed all of those.
Erik, only one team in NBA history has made it to the finals as an 8 seed, and obviously we've got a whole series.
Yeah.
But the journey so far, just even to get to this point, is making history and doing those kinds of things. Is that something that you guys embrace, talk about, fuel you, anything like that?
No.
Erik, what Bam did for you, Williams got going early. Their power game was sort of overwhelming, and it's almost as if Bam read the game. This is what I need to do against this matchup. Can you talk a little bit about how your power rotation sort of came around from that, what it was at halftime, second chance points, and just how, when it seemed they were going to outpower you, your power rotation, especially Bam, came back?
Yeah, I just think, we can probably say it. I can say it this way. You can say it that way. Tomato, tomato. It was just we were more intentional. We were a little bit scattered in that first half. Like I said, it was just a little bit uncharacteristic of us. We had a lot of empty possessions and a lot of possessions where we weren't organized, spacing wasn't right, ball wasn't going where we needed to go. We were getting into our offense, just kind of haphazardly, and they're too good. They are. Our guys know it too. We have great respect, for that team and that other locker room. If you don't do things the right way, you pay the price for it. We're just much more intentional about that in the second half, and Bam's a major part of what we do, and it wasn't like we reinvented an offense. We just got to kind of what we do a little bit more consistently, and he was just really good on both ends of the court. Again, whatever I said about Jimmy, you say that about Bam, because he does it on both ends, and he's not defined by that final number on the box score.
Spo, you've given so much praise to the entire group, but specific to Jimmy, when he's consistently at this level, what does it do for the rest of the guys to have the belief that he's out there and able to close?
You can't quantify it. There's no analytic to it. Just the feeling of stability in the locker room, even when you're down 9, in the first half when we played poorly, but you have to credit Boston because they made us play poorly. There's just a settling effect that it's impossible to quantify. That like, all right, we're in striking distance. Let's just settle into our game, and Jimmy will make a bunch of plays, Bam will make a bunch of plays, and we'll be all right. And everybody can just fit into their roles. But that's what the great players, do. Okay. Well,
the Celtics are a high volume 3-point shooting team. You guys were able to limit them to 29 attempts tonight. What was behind that? Is there anything you guys were doing, or was it?
I don't know. Jeez, it felt like they had a ton of them in the first half. I don't know. I'm not even prepared to answer that right now. Like, I haven't looked at the box score. It felt like they had, more. We just, we know that's a big part of what they do. We're trying to take some of those away, but it's tough.
Spo, Boston's a team with a lot of great wing defenders, from Smart, Brown, White on down. Jimmy just seems to consistently be able to get to his spot on the floor. How would you describe that ability, to how he's able to get where he wants to go almost every possession?
It's a innate skill set, experience, talent, and he just gets to his strength zones. That's a talent unto itself. And then he's also willing to make the right play over and over and over. If it happens to be a pass, he's not playing for numbers. He's playing to try to help the offense get the best possible high percentage shot. That's a different language. And he's doing, like that. That's a very good defense. They do have a lot of capable individual defenders. So we have to be very intentional in what we do.